Irish fiddle adventure, which ridiculously I've decided to do via live stream. You know how sometimes you go out and you get yourself like a 4-pack of Snickers or something. You think, oh, well, I will have one of those today, then one tomorrow, then one the next day. And then what actually happens is you have your dinner and then you eat all 4 and you say, forget you, future me. Well, this time last week when I thought, I know what I'll do a live stream of the violin. It's because I didn't care about future me, and now I am future me, and I'm thinking, what on earth am I doing? So we've had a few technical issues setting up because things are a bit different in the studio this week. In fact, if you look through this camera over here, you will see that we've got just a massive amount of drum kit and things all set up. So it's all very different in here. So it's been a bit of a hassle setting everything up. Hopefully it'll all kind of hold together. But between you and me, probably the best case scenario is if this just goes completely blank and the stream finishes at this point. But failing that, I've got 11 songs to play for you. I'm just going to kind of work through from the first stuff that I did through to the stuff I've been doing most recently. So hopefully it'll start off not too bad, and then it'll just get gradually more and more scratchy and me tripping up. I've recorded some backing tracks which will play as I play, so that it kind of accompanies me and kind of keeps me in time. And but what it also doesn't do is stop when I mess up, so I'm going to have to kind of watch and keep up on those. We're going to start off with a set of songs, though. In fact, I think the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are songs. So actually, we've got 5 songs and a waltz to start off with. So I'm just going to do them in sets of 2, and we'll see how it goes. I'll shut up and start playing. So the first 2 songs, the first one is called The Dawning of the Day, and the second one is called Roddy Macaulay. Roddy Macaulay. those are the first two. And as I say, these are all kind of just songs. I think they're all Irish songs. I was going to go and find out about them and do a little research and see what their background is. But I didn't do any of that because, you know, I don't know, time in lockdown just seems to vanish as if it never was. It's day 31, by the way, in lockdown, for those who don't know. 31, that's a entire full month, a long month. Okay, two more songs, still in 4/4 time, so still keeping them fairly straightforward. A slightly quicker one called The Star of the County Down, and then one called Sally Gardens, which also seems to be called Down by the Sally Gardens. So I guess that's a place. Here we go. Caught myself out there. Lost a little bit of concentration at the last one there, daydreaming about nothing in particular, and I forgot about the repeat in the Star of the County Down, County Down. Quite nice pieces though. I quite like them as songs. They're not exactly what I think of when I think of Irish fiddle sort of stuff, and hopefully the ones who come into after these two are a bit more Irish fiddle. But we've got the last of the songs, which is again in 4/4. It's called The Mountains of Pomeroy, which I'm guessing in Ireland, but again, research. And the other one is a waltz, so in a 3/4 time. So if you're there and you're dancing at home, then there's a waltz you can dance along to, which might be quite nice. It's called Margaret's Waltz. But first, well, we'll just do them straight in one from the other, just like that. But the first one is as I said, The Mountains of Pomeroy. Whew! The tricky bit in there, the little seesawing bit on the way there. But again, nice little tune. But still not quite what I imagine with the Irish music. So the rest of the ones are much more in that sort of vein, and therefore a bit trickier. I'm just gonna grab some rosin because felt like it wasn't sticking quite as well. You need a good stick for some of these. The next two, this is the other thing I decided to do, which madness. Because I hear it quite a lot in live performances and on albums and stuff, that they'll play a jig and then they'll slip straight into another jig that's in the same key or relative key, and they just kind of do them back to back, and you're kind of listening to it, trying to work out when it goes from one into the next. That's what I've done. With my backing track, I've joined together Swallowtail Jig with the Lilting Banshee, so going from basically an E Dorian into what on earth is that one? Into an A minor, something like that. Anyway, so that'll be interesting, maybe. And these are all in 6/8, so these are much more jiggish sort of style. Although I don't yet play them with all of the Irish bits, and pretty slow, really. This is more the sort of stuff that I'm looking to develop as I move on in this adventure. So these two, as I say, it's the Swallowtail Jig that's segueing into the Lilting Banshee. I think I held my breath for the entire, however long that took. Too long. In case that wasn't enough, I'm doing exactly the same thing, this time with two other jigs. This one being, these two being the Kesh jig and the Irish Washerwoman, which is a famous one. Yeah, so this is much of the same, segueing from one into the next, and hopefully remembering at which point it fades from one into the next one. So let me go ahead around this. Repeats there. Do you know what, I can't for the life of me remember if I repeat that last section. Well, I guess we'll find out as we go along. So, starts with the Kesh jig, then Irish Washerwoman. Again, hold my breath the entire of that. So, as you can see, they've got gradually more and more like listening to a primary school orchestra concert. That's because they're less and less well known to me. And that last one particularly, that was tough. Especially those stepping down. So, those are all the jigs, and that leaves us, that's 10 that we've got through already. 10, imagine that. We've got one more, which is one that I started playing quite a while back, so I'm hoping this kind of rounds it off nicely. It's back in 4/4. It is, I think, in that regard, a reel. Yes, I think it's a reel, the wind that shakes the barley. I'm starting to learn what's what with jigs and reels and hornpipes and all that sort of thing. So this one is the wind that shakes the barley. And there you have it. That voyage was known as my 10th week in my Irish Fiddle adventure. And next time I will not be doing it live because that's ridiculous. I will continue doing it in the usual recorded fashion. I might even drop back to doing it maybe every other week or a month. It all depends on the amount of progress and the amount of new tunes that are involved and new little bits and pieces that I pick up along the way. But I hope you've enjoyed our little live session. And David and I are intending to be back this Sunday doing a live stream from somewhere that's not full of drums of some songs that we are yet to put together. So yeah, good luck with that. So have yourself a great time, and I will see you all some other time. All the best.